content of this channel is for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. You're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification button. And please, feel free to share the video. Thank you. What's good, everybody? I'm the G with a PhD, and you're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. The place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up, no chasers. Now, before I get things started, I want to give a shout out to all of the gorillas out there. The gorillas in the mist. What's crack-a-lacking? What's happening? Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Michael Caviness, Urban Nomad, Raphael Brown, Barnolas, Kyle J. Sura, I'm Just Jules, The Book of Ronin, Ab Media 83, New Jersey Progressive Indie, Damon Harris, Brian McMurray, Ethan Hines, Mr. Lumef, TD Hip Hop Media, Drew Main, Shop Talk Live, Jones Boy, Ryan Jackson, The Face, Mr. Heat, David the Man, Afro Analyst, NEU, Ronan Martin, Black Quizzard ADOS, Conscious Uncoupling, Isa Abdul Sahir, Sir Anthony, Deshaun Nolly, ML Law, Charles Rogers, Black Dog, Brother Love, Infamous Chillin', Universal 178, Black's Word 404, Rashid Barnes, Aaron Smith, DH, See Truth the Revelator, Gold Professor, The Nameless Protagonist, Black Pill Ned Stark, Arthur Unknown, Odd Collar, Dr. Tiasan Johnson, Brian Williams, Kalan Jakala, Sherrod Martin, Ricky Dawson, Cedric Bowman, True 7360, BK Born Shaheed, James Washington, Hostile Adept, Seven Coast Dojo, W. Pierre 1, Roguish the Billmonger, I Care, Forrest Windu, Lady Miss Thing Green, BGS Ibmore, and Marvin Battle Jr. Thank you so much for being members of the Green Gorilla channel. Because all, of your donations and all your contributions go right back into the channel. So thank you for all your support. And if you are wondering or inquiring about how you might become a member of the Green Gorilla channel, well, I'm here to tell you how. What's good, everybody? I'm the G with a PhD, and you're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel, the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up, no chaser. Today, I want to introduce you to my new membership program that consists of 5 levels where you can invest in the Green Gorilla channel on a monthly basis and receive level-specific perks. Memberships are special because they improve the quality of the content of the channel and will help me to be able to keep the channel going. Now, to participate in the Green Gorilla channel membership program, all you have to do is hit the join button, which is located right next to the subscribe button on my channel page. Now, for all of my subscribers who decide not to participate in my membership program, nothing will change. The content will keep coming the way it always has. Thanks for watching, and be careful out here, people. Bless. Okay, we back. I'm the G with a PhD, and you're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. It is the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up, no chasers. I want to give a shout out to Damon Harris. Thank you, sir, for your donation. I appreciate that. Also, I want to give a shout out to ML Law for hitting me up on the Cash App. I appreciate that, sir. And I want to give a shout out to all of the brothers out there. Adam Williams, I see you. Aaron Smith, I see you. Michael Caviness, I see you. Cynical Optimist, Trading War Stories. NJ Progressive Indie, John Public Urban Nomad. I see you. So look, man, I don't know what to think, man. You know, today is the day that the Electoral College makes its decision. They cast their votes or cast their ballots as a vote to determine who's the president-elect. And for the most part, it seems as if things are going in the direction to where Joe Biden is going to be the president-elect. So, welcome to y'all new Kang. That's y'all Kang. At least for the next 4 years, you feel me? So, you know, I think it was a horrendous choice for black people to throw all their weight and their support behind this man, Joe Biden. I think he is one of those smile in your face racists. I think he's one of those people who never intend to do any good by black people, but he will use black people any chance he gets, any opportunity that he gets to use black people, he will do it. But I guarantee you one thing, he will not do. He will not work on policies specifically designed to enfranchise, to improve, to ameliorate the quality of black people's lives. I guarantee you that. And you can already see, you already see him at work. Look at the cabinet members he's picking. Look at the conversations he's having. And look at all the people who thought, black people who thought they were in a privileged position because they made sure that he was elected. I mean, come on, man. 90% of black women threw the vote to Joe Biden. 80% of black men threw the vote to Joe Biden. I mean, in hopes of what? I mean, this whole election has been characterized as one in which there were no choices. There was only one choice, to pick the lesser of two evils. But the way I see it, there's no such thing as the lesser of two evils. How do you get the lesser of two evils? You have two evils. There's evil and evil. There is no lesser evil. Where does this kind of reasoning come from? Well, at least Biden is what? At least he's not Trump. That's not saying much. We're talking about a man who instituted policies that decimated the black male population. And here we all are now, hoping, waiting, watching to see this man do something different than what he's done before. And to me, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's stupidity. But, you know, black people, you know, we ought to, you know, the gift that keeps on giving, black people. Just keep on supporting the Democratic Party for no apparent reason other than it was the party that did what? That passed the Voting Rights Act, the Fair Housing Act, the Civil Rights Act. So predicated upon that prior performance, we're stuck there in a state of catatonic shock or bliss. We have a long memory. If somebody did something right by us, 60 years ago, we'll still support them. Oh, they did something for us 60 years ago. We got to support the Kang. We got to support the Democratic Party. Now, I'm just going to be honest, right? Let me shut the music off. Let me shut this shit off. All right, look. It is true. The Republican Party over the past, what, 40, 50 years, they've done a dismal job at appealing to black voters. They just have. Many of their policies were predicated upon the Southern strategy or dog whistle politics. So it's very difficult for black people to consider the Republican Party as a viable alternative. I mean, this is the truth. It is. Okay? Now, it is also the case that the Democratic Party also has engaged in dog whistle politics. Bill Clinton was a master of this. I mean, he smiled in black people's faces in dog whistle politics, engaged in it all the entirety of his presidencies or his years as the president. This man, I mean, workfare, tough on crime policies, super predator discourse. But we still loved him, right? He's the first black. People actually called him the first black president. How ridiculously stupid is this? And then you got all these black folks still dedicating all of their energy and their efforts into the Democratic Party. And what are we gaining from it? Nada. Not a damn thing. Nothing. Especially black men. They have nothing to look forward to from this man who's been appointed the Kang. The Kang. And look, all I'll say is this, man. We got some things to cover because the very people who thought that Biden would look out for them are coming to a rude awakening. They're realizing that Biden doesn't give a flying fuck about them. And it's funny as hell to me. So I'm going to take a quick break, man. And when I come back, man, we're going to get on this work. I got 2 articles to read. They're short articles, but this is funny as hell to me, man. All hell y'all knew Kang, man. It's y'all Kang. Kang Biden. Oh, hell. I'll be back, man. All right, y'all, man. We back. I'm the G with a PhD. You're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. It's the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up, no chasers. And so the first thing I'm going to do is demonstrate how the Kang turned his back on Black Lives Matter. This is the craziest shit in the world. I mean, did these motherfuckers think that this man would all of a sudden throw his weight and his support behind Black Lives Matter? He was foreshadowing the entire time that he would not defund the police. Every time he was asked the question about it, he was basically told, he basically told the same narrative and the same story again and again and again. He read from the same script. That should have given you insight If you were a member of Black Lives Matter, if you support Black Lives Matter, whatever it is that you think about Black Lives Matter, you should have had an indication that this man had no intent whatsoever of supporting these people. But guess what's happening? Joe Biden is ignoring them. He's not meeting with them. In the same way that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and all of the staffers and all of the people who were supporting Biden and Kamala, just as they had refused to see Ice Cube, they refused to see Black Lives Matter. Now it makes a little more sense. The conversation that was held on Roland Martin's show, where you had Alicia Garza and she was in conversation with Ice Cube. Now that conversation is making a little bit of sense. It's making sense to me now. Where she told Ice Cube that he needs to wait in line. Well, she's got to wait in line because Biden ain't talking to them motherfuckers. They not speaking. There's no privileged place for them. So let's look into the reality of the situation about the Kang and Black Lives Matter. Who, by the way, I did a show the other day on Black Lives Matter and about how several chapters in Black Lives Matter are upset. They're a little perturbed about how the transparency of Black Lives Matter is non-existent, how money and resources and governance is not democratic. Money and resources are not allocated democratically. These women at the top, they've siphoned that money, man. They've already done what they needed to do. They took the money and they're millionaires now off black male death. How sweet does that sound? That's just the truth. You don't like the truth? Deal with it. That's the truth, man. That's a big fat bomb right there, man. That's a hell of a thing. So anyway, the Black Lives Matter organization is accusing President-elect Joe Biden of ignoring their request for a meeting and disregarding black voters who helped him win. Dumb shit. Dumb shit. Black people, I don't understand us. I mean, we must have a penchant for pain. This is what we love. We like to get fucked in the anus, man. I mean, we have to, man. We love this shit. This is what we love. Because if we didn't like it, we didn't love it, we would be doing something different. But we're not doing anything different. We're doing the same shit we've always done. We're the go-to. We're the faithful. And we get nothing for it. No remuneration, no consideration. We just do the same shit again and again. Anyway, the political and social group told Fox News their request for a meeting with the Biden campaign has been ignored, and the group was noticeably excluded from a meeting between Biden, Representative Cedric Richmond, and other civil rights groups. So, in other words, and we're going to talk about that civil rights group meeting after this. Okay? But they were excluded. They weren't part of the conversation. How do you feel now? How y'all feel? Gotta feel stupid. Stupid. Because I'm going to tell you what these people had ambitions for. They had ambitions that they would get an ear and they would have influence and they would be able to make gains within the context of national politics just based off, the kind of attention that they had garnered throughout, the last 2 years or so with all of the uprest and all of the, the rage and the anger that had been fomenting on the streets. They thought they were going to be able to translate that into political currency. Now they know. But still, though, they walk away with the silver because they were able to get millions of dollars in donations. Again, none of which we know where it's going. We still don't know. But in the meeting, Biden complained that progressive efforts to defund the police allowed the GOP to beat the living hell out of Democrats during the 2020 election cycle. So in other words, the whole concept of doing what is in the interest of black people is not in the interest of fucking democratic political policy. Do you get the shit, motherfuckers? Maybe one day we'll get it. Maybe one day we will begin to be able to understand this. Perhaps maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we'll continue to do the same shit we've been doing and expect different results, which, by the way, is the definition of fucking insanity. They say you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, but you expect different results, then you are fucking insane. Black people are insane. I hate to say this. We keep doing the same shit and expecting different results. What the fuck is wrong with us? I'm asking because I can't quite figure it out. I can't figure it out. I mean, this is telling you everything you really need to know right here. Progressive efforts to defund the police allow the GOP to beat the living hell out of Democrats. In other words, you and your rhetoric and your aims and your platform is bad for political business. Bottom line. What you little darkies want, what you little darkies need is not in our interest. It's going to kill us in the polls. So you darkies are bad for business. I mean, we like your vote, but you little darkies are bad for business. This is the reality. Now, explain to me how there's anything different being articulated there. Now, I'm giving it to you raw, straight up, uncut. If you don't like the funk, I'm giving the funk to you like George Clinton, goddammit, Parliament All-Stars, straight up your motherfucking nose with the goddamn funk. Now, if you don't want to hear the funk, you don't like the funk, get the funk on out. But I got to be real with you about this. These people don't give a fuck about us, man. And you would think that they would give a fuck about these black women. They don't give a fuck about them either. And they never gave a fuck about them. All I'm thinking of is the Eurythmics. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be used by you. It's like we like getting used. We like getting pimped. We like getting played. We like getting fucked in the anus. We like that shit. If we didn't like it, we wouldn't be doing it. But we seem to love it. You like it. You love it. You want some more of it. That's what it seemed like to me. I'm just being honest. Then the article goes on to say, for the newly elected administration that ran on promises of racial justice, we've heard promises before. Promises. For the newly elected administration to ignore our ongoing requests to meet with them and refuse us a seat at the table is demeaning to our movement. Well, you've been told. Through actions. Fuck your movement. In other words, fuck your movement. Your movement was bad for fucking politics from the beginning. You thought you was garnering some sort of juice. Like the movie juice. What you think you like Bishop in this motherfucker? You Tupac now? You got the juice now? Come on, man. You got the juice now? Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. It's demeaning to our movement. The Black Lives Matter global network. Oh, they got a global network now, though. You do realize that they got a global network now. Fuck the local chapters. They not the real Black Lives Matter. That's the Fugazi Black Lives Matter. So you got the real Black Lives Matter, which is the global network Black Lives Matter. And then you got the chapters. That's the Fugazi Black Lives Matter right now. This shit is crazy, but you watch it and you see it unfold. And man, look, I told you, this was some bullshit from the beginning. I've been saying this. Ever since I had a YouTube channel, I've been telling y'all how fugazi altogether Black Lives Matter is. Nobody wanted to listen to this shit. I mean, people in the manosphere, I'm preaching to the choir when I talk to most of y'all, though. You know that. But most other people, you say something bad about Black Lives Matter, oh my God. These motherfuckers ready to get violent with you or some shit. Straight up. How you gonna talk about Black Lives Matter? You must be homophobic. You must be transphobic. You must be misogynistic. You engage in a misogyny. I'm like, no. But watch. I'm gonna see your weight drop and deflate. Watch. I'm going to see all the wind beneath your motherfucking wings go. I told you. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I told you so. So anyway, it's demeaning to our hurt and trauma. First of all, the global network is filled with black women at the helm, at the head of the organization. The same women who are caping, I guess, supposedly for black men, but at the same time telling black men, y'all niggas need to be quiet. It's black girl magic time. We need to make sure that the lives of black trans women are brought to the front and the center because they're getting killed at alarming rates too. The very people, the very demographic getting killed by police, 20 times the rate of black women. Shit. 200 times the rate of all the trans people put together. They don't have a voice. They can't say shit. If they start talking, all of a sudden, we're taking the shine. Something's got to change politically for us. For real. Something's got to change. Okay? But anyway, it's demeaning to our hurt and trauma. You mean our hurt and our trauma? It's demeaning to the countless times we took our protests to the streets to call for justice for our black brothers and sisters taken from us at the hands of what? The hands of what? Man, this shit's crazy. Can't even see it the way it's supposed to be seen. Anyway, on the night Biden and Harris were declared the projected winners, the organization formally requested a meeting with the campaign. And on December 11th, posted that it's been 32 days since that request. Man, you motherfuckers gonna be holding on. I'll keep holding on. Y'all gonna be waiting forever. These people ain't gonna holler at y'all, man. You're bad for business. You're not good for the Democratic business, man. You're not. The Biden transition team admitted he made the statement, adding the president-elect has always been straightforward and honest with his opinions. President-elect Biden is the same person behind closed doors that he is in public. honest, direct, and realistic about the challenges facing our nation the day he is sworn in, a Biden transition team official said in response to the leaked recording. As he made clear through the campaign, he believes in supporting bold and urgent reform to our criminal justice system while continuing to support law enforcement's mission to keep our communities safe. Man, if that ain't no damn double speak, that's some double speak, bruh. Bottom line. Because at the end of the day, how you going to support the police and then at the same time do reform the criminal justice system or to the criminal justice system when the two are working at cross purposes? You got one group of people who don't want to be harassed and who don't want to be antagonized by the police and don't want hotspot policing and shit. And then you got another group of people who, for the most part, are arguing that we need to, this money in this shit, and it's money in locking black people up, man. It is. And black people are feeding right into it because of the shit that we do and the way that we act and the animus and the hatred and the enmity that we exhibit towards one another. We a ticking time bomb, man. And we some big fat fucking fools, man. We biggest simps. We are the simps, man.
Not only will I do it for you, yes, I'll do it for you.
That's what we are, man. We'll do anything for any goddamn body but ourselves, man. That's us. Progressives have been frustrated with Biden and his cabinet picks. I wonder why. Maybe because they were members of the old guard who instituted the policies that were not beneficial or that were detrimental to black people's lives. Maybe that's the reason why. Many progressives believe his administration's picks do not properly reflect the role progressives played in getting him elected. Well, why the fuck you elect him? You already knew what you was getting. You already knew what type of dude he was. You already know what his prior performance was. You know, look, you ever been told or you ever heard the phrase, history tends to repeat itself? What has been done once will be done again. People don't typically change radically because of some shit you doing. You can do all the shit in the world different. It doesn't mean that that individual is going to behave differently. He's just doing what he's been doing. So what makes you think he's going to change all of a sudden? Come on, man. Come on. The progressives don't believe his picks properly reflect the role progressives played in getting him elected. You mean the black people? They got him elected? According to The Hill, progressive Senator Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez have taken issue with some of the picks in Biden's cabinet and are urging him to select more progressives. I think the Biden people will have been a little bit less concerned about satisfying progressives because they are not fucking progressives. I think that they're a little more concerned about not alienating progressives, a Democratic strategist close to the transition told The Hill. These are people, man, who have been in, this motherfucker's been in the politics in Washington. He's been involved in politics in Washington for over fucking 40 years. Maybe even 50 years. What do you expect out of this guy, man? This man has no care in the world. All he cares about is getting elected. He cares about that. But he doesn't care about remunerating or kicking back or, doing something decent and honest for black folks. He ain't never been on that type of time. So what makes you think he about to be on that type of time now? And black people have always done what they did this election, which is just vote for the Democratic Party without expecting anything in fucking return. You can't make these people fuck with you. They just don't fuck with you. That's why, look, I did a video a while ago. It couldn't have been that long ago. But the video was about basically it was about democracy and how best to effect change within the system, not within it, but within the confines of how the political system is arranged. So you got a way to do it inside of the formal channels of the institutions or political institutions that exist, or you could try to affect change outside of it. I have been suggesting that you cannot be within the confines of the political system the way it exists at the current moment and be able to have any substantive impact on what is going on there. You just cannot. You might be there, but you're going to be a token there. You might be at the table, but what you have to say at that table is going to be of no regard. So the best way that you can actually affect change is outside of the formal channels of the political process. And you have to keep the pressure on. Did you see motherfucking Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. run for fucking political office? Did you see Huey P. Newton and them motherfuckers run for political office? Did you see Bayard Rustin and them cats running for political office? Did you see Fannie Lou Hamer, Ella Baker, and all them women in the past running for political office? No, you didn't. You saw them affect change outside of the context of formal political channels. That's what you saw happen. Now, they communicated with them. They had conversations with them. They actually were able to get a seat at the table because they actually were grassroots movements with people who had integrity. Unlike these shiesty motherfuckers nowadays. These people, man, they don't even deserve a fucking seat at the table. Anyway, the last sentence is there are also whispers of a progressive democratic movement akin to the Lincoln Project building due to the dissatisfaction of Biden's selections. Man, good luck with that, man. These motherfuckers ain't doing that, man. They just talking, man. They shooting the breeze about it, man. They ain't about that. They ain't about that life, man. They don't want to see no real change. They don't want no real change to crack off in this joint, man. Let me switch back, man. So, that's the first article I got to cover, man. I got one more to cover, and it's Joe Biden's meeting with civil rights leaders. And some people are upset about the way he talked to them. What you upset for? You're just getting treated the way you're supposed to be treated, given the way that you're acting politically. We got to do better, man. If we knew better, we'd do better. Anyway, man, look. Make sure you support the channel, man. If you like the quality content that you're getting here, invest in the channel. I'm going to take a quick break. I want to give a shout out, though, to one such gentleman who has dedicated some cash to the channel. I want to give a shout out to Jeffrey Bearfield. And look, you can hit the Cash App. The Cash App is the $G with a PhD. Support your scholars, man. Support the Green Gorilla channel. I'll be back in 1 second. And then I'll get to this last article. And then I'll be up out of here. What's good, everybody? We're back. I'm the G with a PhD. You're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. It is the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up, no chasers. So let me remind people one more time in case they're shocked by what they're hearing here. The content of this channel is for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. So, that's my disclaimer. Sometimes I go off and, I start cursing and I get a little profane. It's just how I'm feeling at the moment, man, and it gives me a common touch. Sometimes, man, I can be a little bit too uh, professorial, and I'm trying to stop that. And sometimes the only way I know how to get out of that mode is to, you know, get earthy. But anyway, man, thank you, Rashid Barnes, for your donation. Let's get to that 1080p, man. I can't get to the 1080p without members and with or people becoming members of the Green Gorilla channel or without donations. I cannot do it. Okay? So before I even move forward, I want to give a shout out to Aaron Smith. Thank you for your contribution. Damon Harris for yours. Chemical JDZ, thank you for yours. And let me go down the line because I heard some things go off. NJ Progressive Indie, thank you for yours. I appreciate your donation, sir. And you did have a comment that went along with it. It says, "Oh well, a hard head makes a soft behind. Going to be a lot of black folks going to need pillows to sit on for the next 4 years." You got that right. You got that right, sir. You're exactly right about that. So look, and thank you, Warren Thomas, for your donation. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for kicking in, man. I'm trying to get to this 1080p, man. And look, I'm asking you a question right now because I don't know. Do you guys see your names pop up when you make donations on the screen on the screen? Are you able to see that you actually, if you made a super chat, are you able to see it come up and pop up and establish a connection and to basically give you an indication that you actually have made a contribution on the screen? I just want to make sure that that's operating properly. And if it isn't, I need to adjust and fix it. If you're getting that indication, if you're getting an alert, put a 1 in the chat. If you're not getting the alert, put a 2 there. Because I want people to, at least get some attention if they give a donation. I want them to be honored and I want them to be recognized and acknowledged for the help and the contributions that they make. So, but I got to get to the next order of business, and I don't want to be here all night. I'm already 47 minutes into it. I'm going to try to start keeping this thing to, I'm going to start trying to keep it to an hour because I know y'all got things to do, man. It's a Monday night, and I done worked all day, man, and I'm tired of my damn self. So let's just talk about Joe Biden, man, this damn rascally rabbit, and the conversation he had with civil rights leaders. This shit, man, is funny as hell. You cannot make it up, man. So look, this article is written by somebody from The Root. His name is Stephen A. Crockett Jr., and he's upset about the way that Joe Biden talked to some civil rights leaders. You mean his token cronies? You mean his Chicken George slaves? You mean his house niggas? You better watch your tone how you speak to some house niggas? Man, let me get through this shit, right? Okay, so he says Joe Biden met with civil rights leaders, didn't meet with BLM. And he says, I'm going to need him to watch his tone. And what's crazy about this is, look, these people are all over the place, right? So these are some of the first people to argue that there's something called tone policing and that it should never be used. tell somebody to watch their tone, but at the same time, be an advocate against what people call tone policing. So now he's telling him to watch his tone. So this motherfucker's the tone police with no power, with no influence, with no political gravitas. He needs him to watch his tone. Motherfucker, that's your Kang. Man, I have no doubt. I am willing to bet my life that this man right here who's written this article, a Mr. Stephen A. Crockett Jr., he voted for this motherfucker. I guarantee it. I'm willing to put my life on it. I'll put my neck on it. Guaranteed. So look, check him out. If you are a black person, you already know what I'm talking about. Really? If you are a white reader, then let me explain something that doesn't work with black people around the world. Tone. Tone is the raising of your voice. It can also be associated with talking to me like I'm a damn child. It is usually met with a confused look and even possibly a turned head to see if the perpetrator is possibly speaking to someone else in the area, and is most likely followed by, "Who the fuck you talking to?" Now, the funny thing is, this whole tone policing shit really actually is some intersectional feminist shit, to be quite honest. But, and I'm going to do a show about this. The odd and the funny thing about this whole issue related to tone policing is that everybody's tone can be policed except for those who consider themselves to be woke. Man, fuck your fake ass tone policing. Fuck your fake ass claims against being tone policed. Because everybody is being tone policed except for a certain segment of the population. And we know who the fuck it is. We know who it is. Anybody can snap off except for a certain set of people. Okay? And when those groups of people set it off, then all of a sudden they get tone police. I don't like your tone. I'm going to need for the motherfuckers who so-called woke, man, I'm going to need them to be consistent. Either you think tone policing is a bad thing, or you think it's something that actually can be used from time to time. Which way do you want it? You can't have it all fucking which way. This is the problem, man. The double standards that are applied to certain segments of the population. If you don't like tone policing, then motherfucker don't become a goddamn tone police. And I know you see my little jizzle ain't coming up, popping up, but it is what it is, man. Look. So anyway, man. So it's with that I say respectfully to President-elect Joe Biden, who the fuck are you talking to? He ain't listening to you, bruh. You have no political gravitas whatsoever, man. He don't give a fuck about what you're saying, bruh. Biden was apparently on what our ancestors call one when he spoke with civil rights leaders. In leaked bits of audio reportedly from the virtual meeting, Biden appears to be at one point raising his voice and claiming that he was the only one willing to run on Charlottesville. Listen to this fuck shit here.
Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. I mean what I say when I say it. I'm the only person who's ever run on three platforms that I was told could not possibly win the election, and I never ceased from it. One was on restoring the soul of this country because of what I saw happen in Charlottesville. That was it. No one else was talking about it. The words of presidents matter. Nobody else, no progressive, was talking about it. I did.
Anyway, man, so that's supposed to be some fuck shit, right? That's the Kang. He's the fucking Kang. You made him the Kang? What you want the Kang to bow down to the Chicken George, Uncle Tom niggas in the Congress, man? Who think they can actually effect substantive change within the context of these corrupt political institutions? It's insane. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm confused by it. I can't comprehend it. I don't. Oh, and he wasn't done. Biden also appeared to claim that defund the police is at least partially responsible for Democrats' dismissal, showing in down ballot races, and even added that civil rights leaders needed to be more cautious in their criminal justice messaging. Look, man, he's telling you right there. Biden has already told black folks, man, in no uncertain terms, ain't shit coming for you motherfuckers, man. Ain't nothing coming for you guys. It's a wrap. Thank you for putting me in office. Now it's time for me to get down to running the fucking country the way I want to run it. And, thank you for what you did, but I stood behind y'all. I gave you lip service. I spoke about some Negro shit for about 5 minutes, but it's time for me to run this country now. Thank you. I'll at you. And that's just how we get treated, man. It's always how we get treated. Anyway, that's how they beat the living hell out of us across the country. So you've seen this more than one time. Biden said, let me stop this man right here. While Biden was using getting the living hell beat out of us as a metaphor for down ballot losses, I think the former vice president didn't realize that he was speaking to a room full of people who've been fighting for black folks, really, and have literally gotten the living hell beat out of them or worse by the police. He continued, saying that we're talking about defunding the police. We're not. We're talking about holding them accountable, Biden said Tuesday. But news is only coming to light now that audio is being leaked, NBC News reports. Biden began soft-shoeing around issues of systemic racism, but promised to follow through with his pledge to address it, adding, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. This is no different. It's like we're in the fucking 60s, man. And this dude is Lyndon Baines Johnson. Which, by the way, was one of his fucking contemporaries, because this motherfucker's older than dirt, man. He probably the damn near the same fucking age, about 15 years younger than goddamn Lyndon Baines Johnson was. Older than dirt, motherfucker. How old is this man? 80-something? Shit. Anyway, we can go very far. It matters how we do it. I think it matters how we do it. In other words, don't fuck up my hustle with these white motherfuckers. That's what this is, man. Let's just be honest about this. Black people are bad for business for these people, man. He's letting you know it. He's telling you. If Kamala's little friend, also known as Father Crime, you voted for him, you bitch. You voted for him. And you encourage all black folks all throughout the country to pick this motherfucker, the so-called lesser of two evils. Now you got the nerve to be salty about this some bitch when he finally decides to say, hey, fuck y'all. I don't need y'all now. Thank you. Holla at you. That's like a dude paying for dinner to a woman, and the woman has no interest in fucking with him at all. You just wasted your bread, dog. It just is what it is. What you gonna do about it? Nothing. Negroes ain't gonna do a damn thing about it. You know why? Because they can't do anything about it. When they could have done something about it, they didn't do anything about it. But Biden thinks that Hold on, black people are disproportionately fucked over more over than any other race, yeah. But Biden thinks that when being systemically beaten the fuck up and over, we need to watch the tone in our voices as we yell. Some civil rights leaders had the niggadacity to ask Biden to use his executive authority to aid criminal justice reform, like creating a national database of police misconduct. Biden said he's willing to undo much of Trump's bullshit by executive order, but added, I'm not going to violate the Constitution. In other words, look, this man is basically saying, I'm not going to fucking help you niggas out. You niggas need to stop doing niggerty shit in the streets, and when y'all do that, then maybe, maybe we can do something, but fuck y'all niggas. Essentially. Now, I know you don't want to hear it that way. I think it's crass. But it is what it is. Where I have executive authority, I will use it to undo every single damn thing this guy's done by executive authority, Biden said, according to the audio NBC News reports. But I'm not going to exercise executive authority where it's a question where I can come along and say I can do away with assault weapons. There's no executive authority to do that. And no one has fought harder to get rid of assault weapons than me. Me. You can't do it by executive order. Now, first of all, any black person that wants to get rid of fucking assault weapons, given the context of how black people have been treated in this country, are among the dumbest dunces on the fucking planet. You dingbat motherfuckers. You want to get rid of the only shit that actually can protect you. This is how I know black people are fucking retarded, man. A lot of us. I hate to say it. Biden's in-your-face and animated style has become a cornerstone of his legacy and not something that his press office wants to shy away from. His transition team didn't deny that Biden was on the audio and, in fact, doubled down on his position and his tone. At least that's how this statement they gave to NBC News reads. And here it is. Last damn sentence, paragraph, whatever. President-elect Biden is the same person behind closed doors that he is in public. Honest, direct, and realistic about the challenges facing our nation the day he is sworn in. As he made clear throughout the campaign, he believes in supporting bold and urgent reform to our criminal justice system while continuing to support law enforcement's mission to keep our community safe. Double speak, public relations, bullshit, mumbo jumbo. Then the guy says, I still have one question. Who the fuck does he think he's talking to? Well, Chicken George. In fact, he's talking to you, Chicken George. That's who he's talking to. Because he won. And he could give 2 or 3 fucks. And it just is what it is, man. You know, we have not learned. We don't know what to do. We keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over politically. We don't know how to put pressure on these people. We just want to be seen. That's what Negroes love, to be seen. They want to be part of the conversation. You know what's happening to these people is they're being internally marginalized. If you don't know what internal marginalization actually means, it means you can have a seat at the table. You can be within the context of the conversation. And all that you have to say can be summarily dismissed, passed over, glossed over, decentered, marginalized. Bottom line, it's called token Negro politics. And isn't it about time that we do something different? We actually have a voting block. It's something that we have and we can utilize to our advantage. But we're so stuck on principles about what, I have no idea, because what fucking principles are we operating by? The principles of justice and fairness and civil rights and, equality and justice for all? Like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? I just don't get us, man. I don't understand us. I'm lost. I don't get it. Maybe one day I'll get it. Maybe one day I'll learn. But until then, I'll keep striving. Thank you, Osworld 123, for your donation. I appreciate it, sir. And look, man, I'm going to leave an invite into the chat. I've already left the invite. You got something to say? If you think I'm wrong, you want to curse me out and tell me that I'm wrong, you got any objections to anything I've said, I will listen to you. Or if you agree with what I've said, I will listen to you. But if you don't come in 1 minute, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So, having said all that, I'm going to take one short break. There's nobody here after that short break. Man, I'm burning rubber, man. I'm Audi 5000. You feel me? So, I'll be right back. Well, I'm the G with a PhD. I'm back. And nobody else is here to conversate or to communicate. So, in the words of some famous Negro entertainer, holla!
I know you player haters gon' hate, cause I'm at the finish line and I'm in the first place. I'm a winner, and I know I'll never lose, cause I'm way too ahead of you, dude. I know you player haters gon' hate, cause I'm at the finish line and I'm in the first place. I'm a winner, and I know I'll never lose, cause I'm way too ahead of you, dude. I'm trying to. Okay, here I go. Guaranteed to be the leader of the race, come in first place. Put the pedal to the metal, let it burn, then I blow up in your face for the boom of the big bass. Turn around, nigga, back face. Nigga, turn up the track, nigga, hurt with a burnt face. Fuck a nigga, cause he gon' hate. Put some pippin' in his cup, set him out for the date rate. I go, I blaze, throw grenades in the party till I'm clearing out the whole place. Who got that rock money loan? You can hear it in my tone that I own, you don't know me. Better run, nigga, bustle like a gun. Ain't a motherfucker nigga that can hold me. I'm tired of nigga suckin', find your bitch so she can blow me. Ain't nobody never changed like the young boy, many bomb boys, and he hit like a donkey. And he roll with a convoy with them hot toys. If you really wanna get it jumpin'. I blow that monkey, that hairy back green gorilla. Take it through the nose, put it on my mind, I'm a beast like Michael Jackson Thriller. Your boys are trippin', I ain't here until you're speaking something. Don't do too much because your pussies always do it for me. Yeah, get it good, get it like I should. All the hating motherfuckers better keep it coming. Put them all in a barn to a bomb and that motherfucker leave they body slumping. I know you player haters gon' hate, cause I'm at the finish line and I'm in the first place. I'm a winner, and I know I'll never lose, cause I'm way too ahead of you, dude. I know you player haters gon' hate, cause I'm at the finish line and I'm in the